with us, what we posted every Friday. See them corn emojis, then you know a nigga wildin'. Jaded Gemini. It was just like, okay, people were sneaking in. Too many people got in.
I thought, when I first heard this, I thought that people had ran up to the front of the stage and then got trampled on.
Yeah, that's
what I thought happened. And then as it unfolded and I started seeing videos, I'm like, whoa, that shit happened like in waves in different places. Like there wasn't a lot of regulation going on. So the first public announcement from AstroWorld. Here, let me move this freaking notepad.
The notepad just all up on there, bro.
Right. They said our hearts. This was at freaking 6, 7 in the freaking morning.
I don't think they knew what was going on.
I think they did at this point. So I'm just showing you guys what happened, like in order, okay? Right. And then I'm gonna put the chat back on here. So it says our hearts are with the AstroWorld Festival family tonight, especially those we lost and their loved ones. We are focused on supporting local officials however we can. With that in mind, the festival will no longer be held on Saturday. As authorities mentioned in their press conference earlier, they're looking into the series of cardiac arrests that took place. If you have any relevant info on this, please reach out. How would they have any? But okay.
Because I told you, bro, just like I saw on that TikTok, because they posted this literally as I was like driving to work down there.
I know. So
I was scrolling and that dude was like, people's eyes were rolling back. Paleness, not breathing. I'm like, sounds like OD. Sounds like a hot bag. Sounds like somebody was selling something out there. Maybe a jig. It had that fent. Whatever. So I feel like that's their general consensus around that time too. Like, because people getting trampled on and all that is a little bit more different than just random people in the crowd. But then when they were like a 10-year-old or something passed, I was like, how would they have gotten? I
just saw footage of the daytime of people getting trampled, and then I also saw footage at night of people laid out on the floor getting CPR, just limp, like.
And they did all this in the Panamera, dog.
Yes.
They did all this in the pandemic. I'm so
about the Panamera.
I'm accustomed to doing that, bro. But this is just crazy, bro. Because this is where people go to really unwind and live. Mm-hmm. Live life, you know. Can't do shit, bro. Jeez Louise, this is ridiculous.
Posting, talking about, we have a whole picture of it on social media, and Robert Arnold is joining us live in the newsroom, tracking the social media posts.
Well, the social media posts that continue to come in throughout the morning are the same ones, similar in nature, the ones we've been seeing since very early this morning and since this event started, and that's just one of utter and complete chaos. So as these posts describe, you have this massive crowd that's there. Everybody's waiting for this concert to start, for the main concert to start, the main artist, Travis Scott, to come out. And so as it got closer to time for Travis Scott to come out, everybody started going closer and closer and closer to that main stage. So you have a lot of people on social media describing that they couldn't get to the front, so they were kind of off to the side, and you had metal barriers there. One young lady described that metal barrier was at about at her chest. So you have all of these people encroaching on the stage, kind of inching closer and closer and packing in tighter and tighter and tighter.
What they should have done was just already get them all filled in. Like, that's usually what they do. They let people naturally fill in, do openers, you know, have a slow build up. And then bro comes out. And if you in the front, you in the front. If you're not, you're not. Like, there is no pushing and rushing and shit.
Bro.
That's not an excuse, because his fans are too diverse to just pinpoint and be like, his fans are crazy. Like, bro, you have 10-year-olds and 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds. And they all be wilding about
that guy. Like, they love him. And he loves them too. There's a lot of people that are being hard on him. Like, he was just...
Yeah, a lot of people are not happy with him or his baby mama.
Never seen people passing out at a show before. And it's just like,
well, people died,
I know he likes his fans, though, bro. I know he does. I've seen him pull my friend that you know on the stage just randomly.
Energy waiting for this concert to start. And so a lot of people describe that once they got into that crowd, they turned around. They weren't leaving. As one, like I said, one young lady described it as where your feet were planted were where they stayed. You were not moving. A colleague of mine, his son was there, said his son was at the front, and as they were closer to the front, they turned around. There was no way to get out at that point. And so
like
then what happens, and you could see it on social media, you had everybody with their phones out. When Travis Scott came out, I mean, it was an incredible entrance. The pyrotechnics went off, you had the display, the crowd, just a massive release of energy, and so everybody starts surging forward at that point, and that's when you start hearing reports from some people that some people started getting trampled, some people started getting crushed, and they were screaming for help, but it was just mass chaos.
That was
the
first
video that we're showing now. That was from earlier in the day.
That
we had
I can
dozens of
see
people
hurting
that
somebody.
You can see them, they're just
They
walking
wanted to
over them.
bypass,
What the fuck?
checkpoints. So you had some aggression earlier in the day. There were several people detained
his
from
fans,
this particular
they're
incident.
Bruh, they're
but
just
you
running.
couldn't get
Look,
everybody.
this
I was
girl
also
with the
speaking
brown
with
hoodie is a
somebody
real
else.
one.
You have a massive
Like,
crowd
bro, what the
like
fuck?
that is
They really just ran over all them people. Like, they just
I
walked
just
over
don't
them.
see how this happens like at every music festival.
It really doesn't.
It kind of does.
No, it doesn't, bro.
I just watched a video from Rolling Loud during the same pandemic. People were running. As soon as you get in, you run to try to get your closest spot. That's how it works.
Dude, I've been to freaking EDM shit, bruh, and like, it don't be like this. It's like festival culture, bruh. You should know better than to do certain things, but like, you also got to add into the perspective of like people have been in the house, so this is a lot of people's first time coming out also, so they don't know how to fucking act, and that's not an excuse at all, but it's just an add-on to the fucking problem. Like, this is crazy, bro. They just trample over
You can't even
them.
hire enough security for that many people.
No, you
Realistically.
that
can't.
tightly packed, it is very difficult to get either police officers or paramedics in there very quickly, because you have this confusion. The people in the back don't know that people in the front are getting crushed. People are screaming. People can't hear. There's questions about how quickly these artists were notified. We're seeing reports on social media that there were certain pauses in that initial performance, but it took a while for the performance itself to end. So how quickly were the artists notified that, hey, this is happening now? Because we do know a lot of times,
Yeah, apparently
if
Drake was
artists are
there.
informed quickly,
Definitely.
they can try to calm the crowd down and prevent further
Calm the
injury
crowd
in this
down.
area.
That
There
is an
was one
oxymoron
famed incident
at a
involving
festival,
Tejano
bro.
singer
You're not about to
Selena,
calm
where
down
she was at a
shit.
concert. She noticed people up front were starting to get crushed against the front of the stage, and they weren't able to get out, and so she worked to calm the crowd down. That prevented further injury. So they're going to work to find out how quickly Travis Scott and the other artists were all notified about
That's what
exactly
I'm saying,
what
bro.
was going on there. Some
Can't
of the other artists
flog
were
not, bro.
taking
People
video,
be
and the
wilding
crowd
at
Right.
these shows.
paramedics
I don't know
performing CPR, people were
what type
screaming for help.
I don't know what they were on, bro. They were wilding, bro.
No, there definitely is a way to calm the crowd down to where you can regain control and like get everything together. Like, no, for real. I'm looking at the chat. They're talking about, I thought Tyler concerts was bad. Yeah, no, I've been to some Odd Future shows, and like, it gets dicey in that bitch. But like,
Not like
I've also been to like big ass music festivals with crowds just like this, with multiple stages where like this does happen, but usually they have a build up and they let the crowd naturally form, and then if you're in the front, you're in the front. There is no fucking everybody whoosh like that. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make sense. You get in where you fit in, do your little then get the fuck out.
Y'all,
like,
we
what the
can't
fuck?
be naive though. When you bring this many people into one space, people are gonna die, bro.
Right.
Like Woodstock '99 or whatever that was, when DMX performed in front of that million people. You don't think nobody died at that motherfucker, bro?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure more than 20 people
A lot of
died.
bad things happen there.
Exactly. So I'm like, this is just, when you put this many people into the same place, it becomes statistics at a certain point, bro. It's like a fucked up probability game, and it just proves how much of a number you are in that situation statistically, bro. The odds just were not with these people, bro, and that shit is sad, because you know they just wanted to have fun. That's all they wanted to do. They probably paid good money to come here and damn pass away, bro.
Damn, fucking Darlene in the chat said, I almost suffocated at a Tyler concert.
That's
and that
what,
was
bro.
and that was for Flower Boy. People kept
Exactly.
passing out.
This happens.
Nah, bro. I remember I told y'all when I went where the fuck? Oh, Flatbush Zombies in Orlando, and I was in the front, and like I was cool. But, like, I was getting, like, pushed and shit, and the person I was with was, like, so fucking upset. Like, I was with my homegirl. She was so fucking upset that people was pushing me. And I'm like, bro, we in the...
Yeah,
bro, in my opinion, yeah. But, like, she was like, bro, back the fuck up. And I was like, bro,
we in the fucking go with it, bro. I remember I seen Wiz at you.
But nah, definitely
so
they be
packed,
rough
bro.
as fuck. And
rough.
it's hot as hell.
Hot. And claustrophobic.
Yes.
Very claustrophobic.
Oh, my God.
But that's the name of the game, bro.
Here, I'm about to skip around and see some of the videos that are in here.
And she believes one of her friends was able to somehow get her body back to the back.
Oh, yeah, I read that.
She had no idea what happened, just was locked.
That person he's talking about was actually a freaking EMT. I read her post. And
she
said when she came back to consciousness, she was in a freaking tent. And she was like, yo, like, I'm a medic. Does that person over there have a pulse? And she walked over there and checked, and she was like, they didn't have one. And they were like, can you help us? What the fuck? Are you kidding me, bro? It's like that out there, bro?
What do you expect?
She could have been dead. And by the grace of God, she was alive. And then, can you help? Oh, my God.
Lying there on the ground with a water bottle in her lap. And so there was a lot of this. You have what's called traumatic asphyxiation. When people start panicking, they start getting compressed in the area, and that would explain some of the trampling injuries that we're seeing. We're also checking into reports that the fire chief, that there may have been drugs involved with some of these cardiac arrest cases. None of that at this point has been settled.
Bro,
So
that girl is a real one. What the fuck?
You know, was it a mix of drugs? Was it trampling? How quickly were artists notified? How quickly did this escalate out of control? Because we've had similar sized crowds in the past at this AstroWorld Festival, and we have not had nearly as serious an incident. Matter of fact, we were going through our records and we found out that there were some people injured in 2019.
I think you might be right.
Minor. They were like knee injuries, nothing
See,
to this extent. Where
the
you have
longer
at
you
least
keep
8
people in
dead.
the crib, when you finally let their ass out, they gonna rage, bro. They gonna rage. But even we watched that show Rolling Loud New York. That shit was thick.
That shit was thick.
That Cardi fucking set thick as
ridiculous.
Fuck. Nobody died from what I heard of. This is ridiculous, bro. But I really feel like the trampling wasn't the main culprit for real, bro. I really feel like it was Vent.
Several more.
Because he said last year that people got hurt. 2019 people got
from some parents. I haven't heard from my child. So there are still people out there looking for loved ones, and still a lot of information that is missing as to exactly how all of this transpired. We're going through that. We're trying to talk more with both the fire chief and the police chief, as well as talking to those who were there. And as we keep getting this new information, we will keep updating you both on air and on clip2houston.com. Back to you guys.
Robert, before we let you go, I just want to go back to the description that you had made earlier when you talked about, this is just heart-wrenching, when you talked about the crowd being so intense that people were drowning in people. Once it got so packed and people were kind of just getting shut.
I thought she was about to be like, why would you
some
let
of these
your
people,
look at all them.
CPR, we had cardiac arrest, but what preceded that, were they seeing other symptoms of potentially drug overdoses, were there trauma injuries? We're trying to piece all of that together, and then of course we start finding out, okay, when did word get to the artists? When were they told that, hey, we've got a real problem on here, we need to stop our performance now, because the longer we keep performing, the energy's going to keep up in the crowd, and we're not going to get people to disperse back quickly. So we're going to look at that, and then of course we'll go even further back. We want to know about the planning, what emails, what kind of plans were put in place, what was discussed, what kind of contingencies were discussed. We're going to do one of the things that I'm going to ask about as well is if they
literally should have just got the AstroDome, or not the AstroDome, but you know what I'm talking about. The new stadium.
Which kind of is supposed to be able to help pluck people out who are being crushed in front, and also get word to the artists faster. So how did that work?
Well, tell me why Kylie Jenner's ass. Now look, this is somebody's tweet. This is not how I feel, okay, or how Daniel feels. We did not write this. This is just someone's tweet. Kylie Jenner posted this picture of herself with her baby bump while this was going on. And then she also posted like this video like spanning over the crowd looking at Travis perform, and you could see right here the ambulance like trying to help somebody, and the video is just her like doing this. Hold on, like she's just like going like this, like just panning over it, and all you see is just like the ambulance like flickering in the thing. And she deleted it after, as you could see, the internet like lit her up. But it's like, even if you didn't know somebody was dying, how tone deaf do you have to be? Like, you see there's an ambulance right there. Like, that's not the police. Like, that's an ambulance.
I'm really shocked that, bro, if Travis was performing and, I mean, if he saw anything was amiss, I'm surprised that he wouldn't
He just
stop
kept
his
going,
show. Because,
right?
like I said, he really loves his fans, bro. He took my boy real right upstage, backstage, snuck my dog in because he mentioned them on Twitter. Like, bro really loves his fans, bro. This is peculiar, bro. Very peculiar. Don't see this all the time, man. There's so many other festivals. Everybody's just been naming them back to back. So many other thick ass concerts. People been naming them back to back. It just doesn't make sense that like 8 people would pass from this. This is not the biggest. This isn't even the most thick concert that's transpired this year. I mean, maybe it is. But it didn't look like it.
I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived.
All right, pause it. Narcan does not do shit if you are not on opiates. Somebody injected that man with opiates, bro. Like when I was working at a rehab, they literally did not give a fuck. If you seen somebody, if they was blackout drunk and I hit them with Narcan, bro, nobody would be mad because it doesn't do shit.
Right.
Unless you are on opiates. But if you are on opiates, that is literally the only thing that's going to get your heart moving again, because you're going to be able to start breathing. It's going to block those opiate receptors in your motherfucking skull. Like, somebody literally gave my dog, like, what? Why?
He had noticed a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it. The other thing that's very important, there were some individuals that were trampled, and we want to be respectful of that. But we just ask that y'all give us time to do a proper investigation. Live Nation has stated from the very beginning that they would cooperate. They're going to give us the video sometime this evening. I spoke to my commander in homicide. So we're waiting to get that. That's going to help us. But I also want to call out to the community, kids and young individuals that was out there. If you see something, say something.
Bruh.
Somebody's definitely.
Y'all need to download TikTok. Like, bro, all I've been seeing.
People definitely be doing the work for them.
No, seriously. All I've been seeing is firsthand accounts of this shit. All day. All day yesterday. Like, it's graphic. I've seen people getting CPR looking limp. I've seen people getting trampled.
So you just had a nasty combination of all of this, basically.
Yes. It was just piss poor planning. Somebody called out the organizer for, like, doing similar shit in the past of fucking stuff up.
It's either that or the organizer was like, damn, we messed up. People getting trampled. Let me start stabbing security guards so we can make it look like something else was going on. Or, I don't know. This is just... That's on, like, the same level of, like... It's so deranged. It's like when, when you were trick-or-treating and you started having to go to Hallelujah night because your mama was like, oh, they gonna put razor blades in your Jolly Ranchers and ecstasy in your Skittles. And you're like, growing up, you're like, Mom, nobody gives out
free drugs.
Nobody does that.
Nobody does that.
Nobody does that, bro. I mean, I wish type shit, but nobody does that. What the fuck is that? Usually, and then even more messed up, you potentially just gave this dude a substance abuse problem.
Right. For the rest of his life.
If that is what happened for the foreseeable future, not even like, because it ain't gonna be much of a life left living. If that's what's going down, you're gonna have to seek help immediately, because this shit nowadays, bro, it's not like the 70s, bro.
This shit must have been so traumatizing. I agree. I keep seeing that in the chat, and that's how I feel too. It's like, I could not imagine, like, when I've been to festivals and stuff, and I've seen people have like drug reactions and stuff, but I couldn't imagine seeing somebody getting like trampled to death or crushed to death, or like, that's just so. Or
somebody getting stabbed in the neck with a syringe, like, on some
seriously,
Cold War espionage shit. Yeah,
that's really scary.
Very strange.
I hope their families are like
paid for sure.
Not
they need to get paid
for real. Like,
they need to get paid.
This is ridiculous.
Pay them for it right now, bro. Or you gonna have to pay them now or later, bro. Because this shit is. I'm at a loss for words, honestly. No, piss poor performance, dog. Y'all gotta do better than that, bro. Y'all got the bread, bro, to have a safe spot, because it seemed like it was y'all were using that bread to make it safe until recently.
Right.
Shit, I ain't going to no damn festival. Fucking, that's how it's going down. Shit, me.
And that was Vegas.
I thought it was in Houston or something.
Oh, no, you're right.
I doubt they're ever going to be able to do that in Houston again, though.
There was
actually,
I was thinking of the Tiesto show. That's in Vegas.
I bet nobody died at that shit.
No.
And you know what's crazy? All the shows that you've been to and that show, people really be on that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen stuff, but it's never been on that type of time, because it's always been like.
I miss the good old days, bro. When you can go outside with your plur friends and your gangster friends at the same time.
Get your candy, get your
I don't know about all that, but you go listen to some loud music with everybody, bro, and do your thing.
I don't know about all that.
Shut
up, Daniel.
I'm not hating on it, but definitely my condolences to them, y'all. Be safe
no,
out
seriously.
There,
before the crash.
They said he was getting drunk at the Top Golf. Oh, hell no.
156 miles per hour, about 2 seconds before the crash, while in 45 mile per hour speed zone. His blood alcohol was 1 or 2 times.
My nigga.
Bruh, you was going 156 in the 45. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude.
I think he might be fucked.
Yeah.
I think he might be fucked.
What
because there's no fucking way, bro. I remember I was motherfucking like